Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and specifically what I want to talk about is playing with no miniatures, using a battle grid or a battle mat or a battle map, but you don't use any miniatures whatsoever. So here's my question to you. How can I play with a battle mat or a battle grid and not use any miniatures or tokens or pawns or any other alternatives whatsoever? I'm going to show you right now. I'm not suggesting that you use theatre of the mind, but something else. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need a battle mat and dry or wet erase markers depending on what your battle mat takes. I'm using the Pathfinder flip mat, and it's the basic one, and these are just some whiteboard markers, nothing very difficult to find. They're a dry erase. I can put them on and take them off fairly easily. I would recommend using the Pathfinder flip mat because it's a high quality mat and it's a low price for what you get. You can pick up a battle mat from a game store, book depository sometimes, and also Amazon. Otherwise you could just use a battle mat that you've created yourself. The first thing you have to do is make sure that you have enough markers of different colours for every player at the table, including the Dungeon Master. So if you have 3 players, you need 3 colours for the different players at the table, and you'll need another colour for your Dungeon Master. I've got a green, a red, a blue and a black for the Dungeon Master. Give a marker to each of your players, make sure they have a marker they can use when they need to. Draw the location for your map on the mat first. The Dungeon Master should use only one colour to write down the letter of their monster in a square that they are taking up. I'm going to put a giant scorpion in this square here. Giant scorpion. Giant scorpion's taking up all of these squares like so. If you've got multiple monsters, you can mark them with a number as well. So G1 would be Goblin 1, G2 would be Goblin 2, and G3 would be Goblin 3. Now ask the players to write down the first letter of their character's name in the square where they are currently positioned. W for the wizard, red for the fighter, and C for the cleric. Every time a character or monster changes location, rub out that pen mark and rewrite it in a different location. So the wizard decides during their initiative round to move further away from all of this trouble. Back to here. The goblins move up to engage the fighter. And essentially you're playing Dungeons and Dragons with a grid and you're not using miniatures at all. This is a very simple method. It's cheap, it requires no miniatures, it's extremely portable, and it requires very little gear whatsoever. I know this looks super simple and obvious, but I thought I would do a video and point it out to those people who wanted to play with a grid, but they just can't afford miniatures, tokens, pawns, or some sort of other alternative, and it's not very portable for them. You can just write straight onto your grid, rub things out, move things around, and you can do that with your characters and your monsters. If you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Press the bell button underneath the video if you want occasional notifications from my channel. I do videos every single day. If you have any questions about this particular technique running in your game, please let me know, put them in the comments, I'll answer those questions. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.